Hello, everybody. Hi. It's been quite a bit of time that we met each other.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. It's good that most of the people I'm seeing here. Yeah. But still some more should come, I guess.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Hello.
Namaste.
Namaste. So shall we start now or shall we wait for 5 minutes or so? Do you think your classmates will come?
Yeah, already almost all are there.
All are there? Okay.
Mm.
All right. So
We have around 14 to 15 people. 13 all are here. 13
okay.
people are here.
So you know that what are we going to talk about today, right? Yes. Hello, sir. Chandra, sir. How are you? No.
Ma'am, we have gastric problems and we have thyroid, two big issues to talk about today, right?
I think today only thyroid, I guess. Huh? Both?
Okay.
Oh,
Actually, in the schedule, it is thyroid and gastric, ma'am. So I'm thinking to talk about it in the class because we have lot of
Yeah.
diseases coming up, and we will be having exam in May first week. So we will be having time. We may have to extend 3 days per week in order to finish the topics leisurely. Are you able to finish gastric also, ma'am, today?
I don't think so. Gastric also is a huge topic.
I
What
know.
about Thursday? Tomorrow is Thursday, right? No,
Tomorrow
today
is
is
Friday.
Friday. Yeah, maybe
Today is
another
possible.
another day you can fix for gastric.
Gastric? Okay. Are you
Yeah.
available tomorrow? Okay, sure.
Tomorrow, not tomorrow. How about Monday?
Yeah.
Monday
Yeah,
is
we are
fine.
available. Yeah.
Yeah, Monday is
Yes.
fine.
Please go slowly.
Saturday also fine, but the thing is, everybody should be there, right? Saturday also fine.
Saturday will be full moon meditations. Will be
Oh, yes, yes. Right, right. Yeah,
uh,
Monday is fine.
Monday. Okay.
Mm,
I'll say for
yeah.
Monday.
All right. So, yeah.
Are you sharing the screen?
Yeah, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you guys able to see this
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
slideshow? Very good. So, hopefully, everyone, it's a beautiful pictures, huh? Okay.
I don't know why I'm not able to charge my phone here.
All right. So, everybody has the similar PowerPoint, right? Okay. There you are now. All right. So you know what you are seeing right now. So you are seeing a thyroid gland, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So it has thyroid gland. It is a master gland. Okay. This thyroid gland is a master gland of the entire body, like, for body growth and also metabolic activities. Everything depends on the thyroid secretions of this thyroid gland. So that is why it is very important to know about this thyroid gland as such, to understand our body, to understand, like, our metabolic activities. On top of it, if it is not functioning properly, it's very important to take care of this. Okay. So this is an endocrine gland actually. This is an endocrine gland and it is located in the neck. Okay. It's consisting of two lobes. See? Are you able to see? Okay, cursor. See? Two lobes. Okay. It's consisting of two lobes. These two lobes are connected by isthmus. It is found in the front of neck. Okay, in the front portion of neck. See how it is shown in the picture, like that, in the front portion of the neck. Okay, so what this gland does, it secretes thyroid hormones. Okay, it secretes thyroid hormones, and these hormones are important for body growth. Okay, they are instrumental in the body growth, bodily growth, and it also controls the metabolic activities, and more importantly, the protein synthesis of the body. So protein synthesis is, for your growth, right? For your muscle growth, for your, body growth, organs growth, for everything, protein synthesis will occur, isn't it? This entire body is our protein building only. DNA, RNA, and protein. That is the central dogma. The central dogma is DNA, RNA, then protein. So this thyroid gland, it has a role by various ways in your entire body thing. Okay, if this gland is malfunctional, that means it doesn't function properly.
Me, ma'am?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
I couldn't hear you for a while, so I don't know if the video went out or was my device. I couldn't tell.
No, my device is
I
okay.
think your device, ma'am. Yeah. I
Okay.
can see. I don't know. What
Yeah.
else?
So if this gland is not functioning properly, what happens is that affects your health. Like it causes the disorders like hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. Hypothyroidism, hypo means it's a lack of, it doesn't produce enough thyroid hormone. Hyperthyroidism means it overproduces. Hypo means it produces less. It's not enough for your body to take care of all these metabolic activities of your body. So first we talk about hypothyroidism. Okay. So the thyroid glands, okay. I did not show this slide. So this thyroid gland secretes the thyroid hormones, which I already told you, and it has a control over your metabolic activities and body growth and protein synthesis, isn't it? And now, so as I told you, the hypothyroidism and hypothyroidism. Okay. So let's see what is hypothyroidism. That is overproduction of your thyroid hormones. And even it produces over, don't think that the metabolic rate is very good. No, it will get unbalanced. Okay. Even it is more, it will get unbalanced. So in this hyperthyroidism also, there are two kinds of problems will be there. So that one thing is the thyroid gland, what happens, it gets enlarged. It gets enlarged in the early stage as more thyroid hormone is necessary at that age, when the young age, what happens is this thyroid gland, there is a possibility. It's not that some people, they will suffer with the hyperthyroidism at the early age. So then what happens is it will get enlarged. But when the time, with the time, what happens again, it will come back to the normal. Okay. So this is one kind of thyroid problem. And another thing is only a portion of gland will expand. That means one side of gland will expand and this will not come back to the original size. So this is very bad. So such kind of problems arise in hyperthyroidism. It overproduce. Next thing is hypothyroidism. It is insufficient thyroid hormone production. So that is why when you go to doctors, they will prescribe levothyroxine or some generic drugs will be there. So that means externally you take thyroid. tablet every day in the early morning, so that, it helps for the entire metabolic activity. So that is a hypothyroidism. The people who have, and a goiter, this is another one. So like, this is swelling. This is swelling like an expansion of the thyroid gland in the hyperthyroidism. So that phenomena is called goiter. Okay. So what happens? People who are suffering from hypothyroidism, they will have restlessness. They feel like, anxiety, restlessness, and they feel weak because loss of energy, and hair fall will be more, and they gain weight also, and hair will be dried off frequently, and skin also, mostly, the hands and the legs, mostly, they will, the skin will get dried off, and, the throat also, sometimes the people, they feel like, it's choking like this, and the speech also, it comes a blur. Such kind of symptoms will be there. Okay. So now that is hypothyroidism. Okay. Now we will see what happening spiritually. So during such kind of problems, what is happening inside, inner side? That is what we are trying to understand here. So what happens during this hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism? So the speech, basically, the speech will get affected, right? The speech will get affected because, like, you can see where it is located. It's located exactly at the front portion of neck, where your Vishuddhi chakra is present, isn't it? So when Vishuddhi chakra, that means this particular disease is coming from here, and that is where the Vishuddhi chakra is located, and automatically what happens? This disease is related to that. If Vishuddhi chakra is unbalanced, that is also one of the causes for this thyroid problem. Or when you get a thyroid problem, Vishuddhi chakra will get unbalanced. You can say either way. Either way that may happen. Either from here to this side, or this side to that side. So then, because of a Vishuddhi chakra is unbalanced, this Vishuddhi chakra is related to everything, right? Like, to the not only to the speech, and it is connected to the temples, and also brain, and also, like, all these portion, shoulders and everything. So it will affect your mental plane also. So that is what they're trying to tell this. So we will talk more about this. So what happens if the thyroidism is analyzed from the mental plane? Then what happens? It can be like, so when Vishuddhi chakra gets unbalanced because of this disease, then what happens was, your speech will get affected, number one. Second thing, at mental level, you will not be able to express the feelings that you have to express. So the inner feelings also, like, it affects your expression. Not only the speech, speech blurriness, or not only that, it affects mentally also. You will not be able to express your feelings to anybody, to outside. So that is one thing. And the second thing is, the speech will get affected in a different ways. Number one, you will not be able to express. Number two, the speech blurriness, and also something like this, like, you will not be able to speak wherever it is necessary. Your feelings will stuck. So that, automatically you will stop by yourself. Nobody will stop you, but you're unable to do that. And second thing is, you may talk unnecessary also, where you are not supposed to talk. That's also another unbalance. And another thing is, some people, they keep on talking on and on and talkative. We say, oh, they're very talkative and they're very active. but never know. They might be having this problem. They keep talking on and on, on and on, on and on, no full stop and no comma. And so like that, they will waste their vocal energy. So, okay. So that leads to thyroidism. So when Vishuddhi chakra gets unbalanced by some or other reason, that also leads to this thyroidism problem. Or by any means, if you got thyroidism, like, by any means, that affects your Vishuddhi chakra balance also. So next thing is, suppose if you are learning the music, then what happens is you will not be able to sing in tune with the raga. Okay, so even people don't have this this thyroidism, but this Vishuddhi chakra unbalance may occur by various reasons. So then how a person can understand, their tunes will not sync with the raga. So then they should understand that, and they should be able to do something for the Vishuddha chakra balance, and again they should come back to their music sadhana. So these things are very commonly happens with people. So the people, whoever musicians are, they know about this. So next thing is, yeah. Another thing is a repetition. So if you have to tell one time, that's good enough. But people keep on repeating that again and again, as if other person don't understand. So it is not like, don't think that, teachers will, that is their profession, because every student may not be able to, grasp in one time. So, they will repeat. That is different thing. But, general other people, for one time, if they're supposed to tell, but they keep telling on and on, repeatedly they tell. So this is also unbalance. So this happens. Yes.
Ma'am, I have a question, please.
Yeah.
So these are all the signs for hypothyroid, right?
Hypo or hyper, never know.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but also, do you think the stammering also happens, because I'm noticing
happens.
happens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And is there a way we can correct stammering? That's my one question. And my second question is, I was told by my mentor at the SPT that I should learn singing, and that will help in my thyroid. But now you are saying that when we sing, the tune is not going to come. So how is it going to help me?
When it unbalanced, even there is no
okay.
thyroidism, even they don't have any problem, but still when the Vishuddhi chakra is unbalanced, these things will happen. So they know how to correct it. The people who are in that profession, they know how to correct it.
So even the stammering, they can help?
Yes, also it helps. Like, the Vishuddhi chakra should be balanced enough.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
That's most important thing.
Thank
so
you.
Then, yeah. So another thing is like, yeah. So, and even you talk nicely and smoothly, when they have these problems, that soft delivery of the speech won't come. I mean, it's not that they are talking to other person, but the thing is, that smooth delivery will not be there. It comes like rough. So other person will think that, they're talking roughly, but it is not that, this kind of problems will occur. So, and during that time, if the people are overpowered by the six enemies, like, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Madamascharya, these things are there, no? Then what happens is they talk nonsense without their knowledge. They speak, suppose if they are in the anger, I mean, they will be in the angry mood. They will be angry, like, more than what is required. Or something like that. If they are blaming somebody, they do that, more than it is required. So this kind of, empowerment by these six enemies, if they are empowered by these six enemies, the Vishuddhi chakra unbalance will make it worse. That's the thing. And top of it, if this hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism also there, then what happens is much worse, because it's not that easily they will not, it's not that they come back easily. So that is why these things are very, very helpful. And another thing is the since it affects the mental plane, the compassion or else the sympathy, the love, these things, what happens is unbalancedly they will show. So if it is not required to show there, they will show so much of love, so much of a concern, so much of a sympathy, unbalance. So wherever it is required, they don't show at all. They just watch, because it doesn't come. Those expressions will not come where it is required. If they have to show love somewhere or kindness somewhere, that they don't do it. They will tackle that in so roughly. Because of these problems, it affects the mental plane also. Or where they have to show sympathy, okay, somebody died, they have to show sympathy. So there they will not be able to show that much sympathy. And, people will surprise that, what, they are not talking anything. They just came and they stand there and just they left. They didn't even talk anything. Some kind of, such kind of misunderstandings will occur because, these guys, they're unable to show where they have to show. So these things are like, people will automatically, they will make faulty, these people, they don't know, they don't have manners. They don't know what to talk, something like that. And another thing is, some people, they will not be, they're not having concentration. Concentration, like, their body language also, you can see definitely very. So suppose if you are taking a picture of that person, the person will not be able to see at the camera. Otherwise, the other person will not be able to look at your face like this, eye to eye contact. So that way, those things also will happen. They cannot focus. They cannot concentrate. And their, in the eyes, their pupils also, they keep moving because they're unable to, focus. And these things, like, it's very easy to understand. And moreover, instead of correcting their own mistakes, rather, what people do is they will try to do the nitpicking. Like, they will picking the faults in other person. So that way, like, they will try to hide what is going on. First of all, they don't realize. Suppose even they realize, they will try to hide that way. So if you start picking the faults in other people, they will just keep quiet. They don't say anything to you. So, this kind of, attitudes will start developing. So these are all like, it's not a natural thing, but it is not a big thing, but at the same time, we cannot ignore also. It is painful with such kind of people. So, and because, see, this is our contemporary society. We will have a different people. So different people will have a different spiritual planes, isn't it? So because of, various reasons. Number one, unbalance in their chakras maybe, or unbalance in panchabhutas inside of them maybe, or like, because of, so many different kinds of unbalances and overbalances and whatever. So what happens is people will be, the different people will have a different spiritual planes. If you want to bring all of them into one plane and see how difficult it is to handle. So then how you handle? We have to speak, or we have to handle the situation such a way that, we should not get hurt by those people and we should not hurt them. It is very difficult. It's like, walking on the double-edged knife, isn't it? So such kind of skills one has to develop. So without any judging, without, without any judgments, in the sense like, we do not need to judge people, oh, you are this, you are that. But, we should try to understand what kind of mental plane other person is in. So this kind of judgment is a little bit is required. So without that judgment and without following the suggestions that as I said, you should not get hurt from others and you should not hurt others. So if we ignore this kind of suggestions, what happens is people will become crazy. Everybody, both the parties will become crazy and they scream at each other. They're wasting a lot of vocal energies because nobody will understand each other. Something like that. Okay. So that is why we always should have good enough knowledge about ourselves. If you understand about yourself, automatically you understand about others. It is a highly emotional intelligence is required here. Now, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence in the sense, not that emotional feeling. Emotional intelligence in the sense, self-awareness, self-motivation, self-regulation, okay, and self-control. And all these things so when you are self-aware, what happens is you will know your boundaries. When you know your boundaries, you will understand the boundaries of others as well. So this is very important. When you are emotionally intelligent, then it is easy to understand the people and handle the situations by different people who are having different spiritual planes. So this is very important. Yeah. And when you have to, when it comes taking a decision, yes or no conditions are there. It's very important for everybody without dragging the matter and making others depend on us. To say yes or no, like that. So the best thing is what are the spiritual tablets you need to recollect in such kind of situations. Means yantra, mantra, tantra. You already read this spiritual tablet. I think you wrote the exam also, I guess. So yantra in the sense what? The body level, isn't it? Mantra means speech. The speech, that means mind, mental plane, mind level. And tantra is soul level. So yantra, mantra, tantra. So this one is very important. Okay. So I'm just without I'm just keep telling all these things. Yeah, this I already showed you, not having concentration. And this is, yeah, where you have to show the right expression that you're unable to show, discussing the problems in the wrong place. Right. So now, yantra, mantra, tantra. So how this tablet, spiritual tablet helps you for this? Okay. We'll see. Okay. Okay. So this yantra body level. So we have to eat the vegetarian food to maintain the cleanliness of our body. Vegetarian food is required. Only vegetarian food. Okay. And second thing is tantra is soul level. You know that what to do. What to do? Meditation. To maintain the soul level, proper soul level, meditation is required. To maintain the cleanliness of the body level, vegetarian food is required. Okay. When you do both of them, this mantra level will be corrected properly. Okay, the mind level. And the second thing is this thyroid problem. When you are doing this perfectly, when you are following this spiritual tablet perfectly, what happens is then your thyroid problem, the ill effects of thyroid problem will be starting controlled. And on top of it, you need silence also. The 12 tablets, the 12 spiritual tablets, the first lesson, one after the other, we have to follow all 12 tablets. And one of them was silence. That is most important to control the thyroid disease. The yantra, mantra, tantra. So at yantra level, vegetarian food, at a tantra level, meditation, and a mantra level, that mind level, the silence, optimal food and silence. This is all required. Okay. And next, all right. So here, see, the speech is more important. You know that. So what kind of speech you have to carry out? What kind of, the speech is through words, isn't it? What kind of words you have to use? That is also very important. So there are 4 kinds of words. Okay, negative words, neutral words, positive words, and miraculous words. Okay. So when you are having these problems, thyroid problem, unbalance of Vishuddhi Chakra problem, the best thing is neutral words. So we have to keep everything at neutral level. In the sense, even the thinking also. So when you got some thought, do not drag that thought to the extreme thing. Because some thought has come, keep it neutral. Actually, people say that, like, even in the L1 course, I don't know whether that point has come or not. There are 2 ways of controlling our thoughts. One is keeping it in neutral level. Another thing is, suppose one negative thought has come, like, keep that negative thought only 10% or below 10%. Remaining 80%, you have to make it a positive thought over that. These 2 things, we have to train our brain. We have to train our brain. So everything will go on in the brain itself. You have to do this sadhana. You need to practice this. Either this way or that way. Either you can keep the thoughts at neutral level, it's well and good. If you are unable to do that, soon a negative thought comes. Keep that at 10% level or maybe below if you can. The remaining 80% you should make it positive thought over that. You have to do that. So these kind of practices are very much required when people are having this thyroid problem and also unbalance of this Vishuddhi chakra. Okay, so coming to this. So this is very important. Okay, so negative words and positive thinking, positive words is always good. Whether one is having this thyroid problem or not, doesn't matter. This is always good. Once you are able to do this positive, the thinking at neutral level and making everything a positive, then automatically what happens is you will get the thoughts, miraculous thoughts will be there. You will get miraculous thoughts and you will speak only miraculous words. So that is how, we have to do the speech therapy by ourselves. If you are going to a doctor, the doctor may say some practices to you. If you go to physiotherapist with some kind of a pain, this pain, that pain here and there and all that stuff, so they will give you some exercises. Do this, do that and all that stuff to make your muscles relaxed or whatever, whatever the problem you go. If you go with the speech therapy, they will make you to, I don't know what kind of practices they will teach. So, but they will teach you different things to make the speech straighten and all that stuff. So similarly, even in that spiritual level also, these are the practices one has to do it. So because as I said before, if you are overpowered by Arishad Varga, then what happens is, when you get a negative thoughts and when you speak negative words, it takes you to the extremes. So you show the anger more than it is required. You will blame other person more than required. If you doubt something, you will start doubting more than required. So that is how this situation make you worse. So that is why we need to keep our thoughts and our words at a neutral level. So for that, this is the therapy. As I said, two things. So next thing is, okay. Okay. So this is speech also, like, another thing is a third eye. So what they're saying is, so to get the positive thoughts and positive words or miraculous thoughts or miraculous words, here the third eye will help, the third eye activation. This is, people who are little more, if they are more spiritual. So for them, what happens is, the third eye activation will be there. So once the third eye activation, see, it is like this, see. So always what happens is, so as I said, self-awareness. If you want to become emotional intelligent, you should be self-aware. If you are self-aware, you will know about others also. So how do you know about this? You should have your knowledge about yourself first. So for that, the third eye activation will help. Third eye activation in this sense, third eye maturation. So there are again 3 stages in third eye, right? Third activation, perfection, and maturation. So then what happens was, automatically with the help of, automatically you will be self-aware of many things because of the third eye activation. Because it keeps, the third eye activation will protect you, in fact. So during this kind of a problem, like an unbalance, or else like, the thyroid problems, unbalance of Vishuddhi chakra. So then what happens is, the third, if you have a third eye activation, third eye maturation, that will help you, in fact. The third eye will protect you. So how it protects is, it starts giving you the feedback. Then automatically you will be aware of that. So you will not, then you will know where to stop yourself. And you also will know. Otherwise, like, if this third eye activation is not there, as I said, since people are overpowered by this Arishad Vargas, depends on, many things will play a role, like time, space, dimension, situations, and people also, even you are silent, they will not let you to be silent. Something or other, they will try to, make you to, yeah. So this kind of things also will be there, right? So when you are aware of the things, then automatically you will regulate by your, you will, self-regulation will occur. You know where to control yourself. The self-control will come. So third eye also will protect. So automatically what happens is, when you become emotionally intelligent, then automatically you will not get into this Arishad Vargas problems, and you always try to do this miraculous thoughts, and you will try to balance with the nature, or you will try to balance with something else, some spiritual thing inside of you. So that way, your third eye will protect you when you are under this problem. And the next is, okay. So this is not Okay. So this we are talking about thyroid problem, so we'll stick to that only. So when you are having this problem, what happens is when you are under the unbalance of this Vishuddhi chakra or why this is coming? Okay. Unbalance of Vishuddhi chakra and thyroid problems, what happens is you feel weakness and sleepiness. And when you are driving the car also, you feel like sleep like this, isn't it? So that is because of a loss of spiritual energy. That you need to understand that. So, of course, people say that probably the glucose levels are reduced to your brain. So that's why you feel like, sleepiness when you're driving, or so you're sleeping, when you are in the meeting, this kind of thing. So that is, bodily, that may happen. Because if you go to the doctors, easily they will tell that. So, your glucose levels are reduced, something like that. So, but spiritually, what happens is, there will be a loss of a spiritual energy. The solution is meditation. So meditation is okay. You may not have enough time and space to do the meditation right away, because you may be somewhere and right away you can't do meditation. Then what you need to do? You have to check your thought process. You may be doing so much of thoughts. You may be like, it is like, sometimes what happens is we don't make the thoughts, but we listen, we will listen the thoughts and we do some actions. So suddenly something like, you don't plan to do certain things, the actions, but you do at times. So from where it is happening? So your brain is listening from somewhere, and it is making you to do that. Because of that, you will start thinking in new things. That is how, like, it will make you too tired so much. So if those kind of things are happening, what happens is your spiritual energy will get drained out. So you need to check your thought process. Then immediately you have to make your brain silent. That is why we have to practice this silence every day. First, we should start, whether people have a thyroidism or not, doesn't matter. Whether the Vishuddhi chakra is a balanced or unbalanced, doesn't matter. Everybody, irrespective of anything, everybody should practice the silence. First day, 10 minutes. Silence externally and also internally. So, keep doing it for 1 week for 10 minutes. 10 minutes only, or maybe 5 minutes. That's okay. Then next week, you increase the time to 10 minutes. Then next week, increase another 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Then next week, another 5 minutes. Like that, we have to practice this. That helps for this kind of problems. Not necessarily it could be an unbalance of any chakra, or not necessarily could be a thyroidism. This is very commonly happens. Loss of a spiritual energy because of our thought process. Either we generate the thoughts or we listen and do the actions. From where we are listening? From the time, dimension, space, everything, many things will influence on your brain. We don't know. Many things will influence. Your own karmas also will influence your thought process and your actions. There you will just simply, you become a listener only. When you are under the control of your own karma, either in the past karma or your current karma, the time, space, dimension, universe will influence you. So you will be under control of that. There you just a listener only. So during that time also, this lot of spiritual energy will get drained out. So that is why we need to keep ourselves silent. So to gain the knowledge, to gain the energies back, that is important. Next, hair loss, dryness of hair and nails also. Yeah, if you go to betaine, people say that, take betaine for nice nails and hair and all that stuff. Yeah, we can take that betaine. So one of the B complex, one of the vitamins. So that is only up to the body. So, but that is not good enough. We also need to do certain things. Okay. So like, unwanted feelings. So, as I said, when we are overpowered by the six senses, then what happens is this dryness and all this will occur. It's not only lack of a betaine, B complex, this also will happen. Like, selfishness, overly selfishness or overly hatredness towards others, or fear, anger, all these unwanted feelings, all these feelings and the thoughts and everything, they make the body, dryness. So, see, for this, we need to read and follow and implement the spiritual tablet 1 plus Arishad Varga. Okay, that is most important. And next thing is weight loss and weight gain. So this also happens, right? So this is because then why some people are, they gain weight. They say, oh, okay, when somehow we are under depression. So during that time, I ate so much. That's why my weight was, I gained my weight, people say. Why that depressed feelings are coming? From where these emotions are coming up? Because of this only. Unbalance. And thyroidism. Insufficient thyroid hormones or overproduction of thyroid hormones. So then automatically the metabolic rate and the mental plane, everything will get affected. So because of that, unknowingly, people with no reason, they get depressed. Then once they get depressed, they will start connecting themselves to something happened in the past. Somebody, like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, something might happen in the life. There they go. Why they go? Because whatever happens, negative emotions or negative situations happen, during that time, they feel bad or they cry or all those things. But with the time, they will stop doing that. But whatever it already happened, that doesn't go completely out of the brain. So some portion of that grief or some portion of that negative emotion, then what happens is that will be stored in subconsciously as a block. So whenever again the people go back to the same situation, when this kind of things happen, that will start triggering. Then automatically they will connect to the old grief or old negative emotion. Then they will start depressing more and more. So these things will happen during thyroidism or unbalance of Vishuddhi chakra. So it's uncontrolled emotions. Then what happens? When the emotions, your uncontrolled emotions come, your anger on someone or feeling bad on someone, all these things, what happen? Automatically, that will come on your Manipuraka chakra. Because our the Manipuraka chakra is our powerhouse. Our internal energy is stored at that place. So then what happens is, so your negative emotions, automatically it will start picking, that power, it will start picking up the power and consume. The consumption will become more. Then automatically what happens is the acidity problems will come. So these kind of problems also will be there. So that is why we need to understand these things, how we have to study our body too. So because whatever is happening inner side at soul level, that will come on our body. So body will communicate with you in the form of diseases. Acidity is a disease, right? Acidity is a problem, your health problem. Depression is a health problem. Uncontrolled emotion is a health problem. Acidity is a health problem. So all these problems, why it is coming? Because your body is communicating with you. Hey, this is what happening inside. So that's why I'm communicating with you in the form of a disease. So that is why the solution is purpose of life and spiritual children concept. So all these things we need to study and implement, the spiritual tablets. So that is very, very important. Next, dryness of skin. So this dryness of skin, that's what, as I said, so the life purpose and, the behavior is static behavior. Automatically, you will lose your dynamism. Because when you are under depression and when you're connected to your past and you stuck there, that means your brain becomes static. Your behavior also will become a static behavior. You lost your dynamism there. So then your skin will indicate by drying. So you need to be dynamic. If you need to be dynamic, mentally you should be very active. So these kind of things will happen. So how to get out of these things? So how to get out of this kind of problem? That means monthly plan or daily plan or weekly plan or, monthly plan. So life purpose of life. How do we manage our life? We need kutumba dharma, family dharma and spiritual dharma, and we have to split our time. We have to put a schedule. We have to put a schedule either on the daily base or on weekly or monthly kind of. You have to make sure that, this everything should be balanced. Spiritual and also our own dharmas and also the life and the physical world and also the spiritual world, everything should be balanced way. Then automatically this kind of thing. See, this is all so many things. It's not only if for this particular thyroid problem and unbalance of Vishuddha chakra, see how many things we are doing. You have to take care of Arishad Varga's SP tab, and you should take care of, and you have to implement the Yantra Mantra Tantra first, and the Arishad Varga, and the spiritual children concept, and purpose of life, monthly plan, weekly plan, depends on your convenience, whichever is good for you. So all these things, one has to do it to bring everything into balance. Then this thyroidism will be either hyper or hypo, whatever the disease that one is suffering from. Then it will be under balance. So many SP tabs we need to follow it. And similarly, so we need to take the responsibility, number one, dealing with the friends, relatives, and also spiritual people, through the speech. And, we have to make, new thoughts, novel thoughts. That means like a creator. You should become like a creator. So you may not necessarily you have to do miraculous thoughts, but do something new things. Create new things. Suppose you are doing something very simple thing. Out of that, you create something new. It's kind of learning. You have to keep your soul and body in learning. So then automatically what happens, rejuvenation. So because during that time, people will be under the static behavior and static brain. So you need to rejuvenate from that situations. Then you need to do something new. At any level, either you do music or anything, not necessarily you have to do that. And then a regular routine only, you have to make something new. Something like that. Similarly, without any, if to any situation, we should not stuck with any situation. This is called mindfulness. You can't stuck with any situation or relationship. Because when you do that, what happens is, when you are suffering from this kind of diseases, the thyroid problem, unbalance of this, then what happens is it will not let you get out of that. It will keep you there itself. It will make your brain completely static and you lose the dynamism. So you have to do something like, forcibly by yourself. You have to come out of that particular situation or relationship. You need to demand yourself. So you have to bring yourself back to the dynamism. So these things are very important. So singing songs, poems, or write some poems if you can write. So do something new. So this is all very, very important. Okay. Then automatically what happens is these kind of symptoms also will reduce. Dryness of skin, or the nails, paleness of nails. This kind of all these things will will be reduced. Next is sore throat and damage to larynx. Like what is this? The blurriness of speech, stammering, these kind of things. Then what happened? The sore throat. With no reason, sore throat will come, like the throat pain will come. These kind of things. Then that means it's a damage to larynx. People keep on coughing. There is no sputum or anything, just dry cough. This is also painful, right? Unnecessarily, one has to dry cough. And, if this dry cough is too much, what happens? People will get pain at the ribs, isn't it? So this kind of problems will come. So that means what you need to do, silence. The spiritual tablet, one of the 12 tablets, silence. So silence, one has to observe the silence most of the time, as much as possible. Very limitedly, people should be able to speak. And whatever they speak, they have to speak only the truth. Only the truth, even with the kids also. Generally, we to make them eat the food, we tell the lies. But at this particular time, you should not tell a lie even to the kid. So that is most important thing. And another thing is, some people will have tumors or cysts. If not tumors, cysts in the throat, cysts in the neck, any of this part. Okay, this happens during hyperthyroidism. Hypothyroidism, as I said, weakness, weight loss, or these kind of things happen. But hyperthyroidism is totally, this is too much thing, since it is an overproduction of hormones, there is a possibility of getting tumors also. Not everybody, but some people may get cysts, tumors, this kind of things. So that is why, like, so then what they have to do? They have to be in the present moment. Even in the extreme situations also, they have to be very careful. This is very, very important. So there is a book titled The Bridge Lessons. So it is advised to read that book titled Bridge Lessons. Okay. If you get that book, I mean, even whether it is a problem there or not, there's nothing wrong. One has to read such books. So thyroid is not a disease, what they're saying, I mean, spiritual level. It is a disorder at a mental level. Like, as I said, so more mental effects. There is a lot of power in our words. Okay. So our words, lot of energy. Our word is word is energy, first of all. So unnecessarily, if we waste the vocal energy through words, what happens is we lose our soul power also. So that is why we have to. And another thing is this Vishuddhi Chakra, it has a connection with the Paramatma too. If you get disconnected with the Paramatma, then who will protect us? There won't be any protection from this universe. Universe is not just only Paramatma, only divine, right? There is so much of energies are there in the entire universe. The who will protect us? Only divine will protect us. So this through the divine will be, we will be connected to divine only through our Vishuddhi chakra. If Vishuddhi chakra is unbalanced, that connection will cut off. Then who will protect us? It's very difficult to live also. Suddenly all kinds of problems will come. Your boss will make you crazy. In the home, everybody will make you crazy. Even everybody will make you crazy. You know, the situations will arise like that, you know, the social problems. There is one spiritual tab, the social problems. You must have already finished that. All the social problems, suddenly it comes from family problem, social problem, office problem, neighbor problem, internet problem. Everything will problem because you lost that connection with the divine. So this kind of problems will arise when Vishuddhi chakra is unbalanced. Okay. So do not lose energy in talking foolishly and unnecessarily. So, you know, if you are self-aware, what happens? Oh, why I'm talking so much? When you're self-aware, you start questioning yourself. I think I should shut my mouth. I need to keep quiet. Then you will know. So then automatically what happens is you will come out of that negative, unwanted speech, and you will try to rejuvenate yourself by speaking positive words and miraculous, or at least you will quit from that place. Something like, you know, you will take action for your welfare. So that is why we have to be self-aware of many things, especially when this is this thing is unbalanced and thyroidism is there. And to avoid unwanted speech, yeah, the same thing they're saying, observe silence, so that, you know, when you are observing silence, you will gain the energy back. And also, whenever we want to shift from existing work level to next higher level also is important. Yeah. So the thing is, you know, sometimes, you know, we will have we have to do a lot of work, you know, sometimes the projects, this, that, and that. So you have energy to certain level and you did a lot of work, but still lot more is there. Then you have to increase your energy level. So for that also, this silence helps a lot. Otherwise, when the person is undergoing this thyroid problem, it will make, you know, more depressed. It will make people crazy. When your work or when your boss or when your life is demanding lot of energy from you, when the person is having this problem, these two things works in a different directions. So to keep everything balanced, the silence helps. Okay. So if the children have a thyroid problem, then what they are suggesting is both the parents should learn meditation. Children, because they don't listen to you. It's when you say all this topic and this is what you have to do, this do they understand? They don't understand, they don't follow. So then what happens is, since the kids or their energies wise, they depend on the parents. So both the parents should learn meditation and they should acquire spiritual knowledge so that, you know, they could correct the speech of the spiritual children. Okay. That is what, you know, we can do it. You know, for the children, we can help like that. So when your voice box is used in spiritual cultural activities, like, you know, the singing and all that thing, so then what happens is we can easily come out of many chronic diseases by by balancing. Somebody asked me, right? So how to balance, the speech and everything. So when music, when you're learning the shlokas and when you are doing these things, these are all it gains energy, positive words. So when you are doing, shlokas, those are spiritual energies you will gain, positive energies. So by chanting the shlokas, by uttering the mantras that helps your soul. Mantras in this sense, there are number of things in the universe, but those things should help to your soul, not give damage to your soul. So such kind of things, when you are chanting or uttering, the voice box will gain the energy. Music also another thing, because you're praising the God. Different kinds of musics are there, different, not only Carnatic music. There are so many kinds of musics, so many kinds of songs, Lalita Sangeetam, or Bhakti, Geet, and all these things. Anything that helps you to gain the positive energy, that keeps your focus on the God, Paramatma. So these kind of things we need to practice. So those who have been used talking since their childhood should observe silence to the possible extent. It may be either once a week or 40 days or 1 year. Yeah. So some people, they will keep, as I said in the beginning itself, some people are talkative, too much talking, whether it's required or not required, they don't care. So that they make they are the only people who will talk. Everybody have to listen. So such kind of people also we see here and there. So then such kind of people, once in a week or 40 days, or if they do it, the silence practice, it would be good. Those who speak little, because they're so much of a talkative. People who speak little, and that means some people are introverts, they can't express themselves. So then what happened, they make then what they need to do, so they have to come out of the box, and they try to express themselves fully and effectively. They need to practice that way. So the people who are talking so much and too much, so they have to practice silence. The people who are speaking little, they have to work on themselves to express themselves effectively and fully. So these kind of things are very, very important. There are books thyroid books, books on thyroid. We have to buy and follow the things. So this is what about this. Do you have any questions on this? Any questions? Any slide? Any slide? Do you have any questions on any slide? Let me see anything if I missed. I think no. Yeah, if you have any experiences with the thyroidism, or if you have anything, please open up so that we can give suggestions too. I think I have the PDF also. I think I covered all the points. If no questions, is well and good. So for the gastric issues, I think Lavanya madam will come up. She will confirm. I'm happy to go on
Yes,
Monday.
ma'am, we will have the session on Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, definitely. So,
Doc-
Chandra
yeah.
sir, please.
Hey, and why don't you share your own experience? Because you have been through managing your thyroid from
Right.
where it was, where it is today. That will be a very good education for all the people.
Yeah, sure. Actually, see, when I was doing this L1 course itself, so I have a habit of soon that lesson was finished, then immediately I was implementing it. So automatically what happens is by end of the course, I have checked my thyroid. I mean, it's when I went for the blood test and all, I have seen as in the blood test, I have seen the numbers. They reduced very much. And also, it came under control. So that is what I understood. And most of the things is the main thing what I did was silence. Mainly the silence. And another thing is neutral thinking. Neutral thinking. So these two things helped me a lot. That is why, I'm able to tell you that. And I also suggested some of my classmates that during that time. It helped them also. So what happens was immediately, when you are doing this L1 course, we will be unbalanced actually. So we will be unbalanced in most of the ways. Then we are doing the L1 course, and immediately when you are implementing all these tablets, the immediate experience is you will get balanced. So before, then you will see the difference. It is all self-study is very important when you are doing this L1 course. So that is how, I came up myself like that. So before and after, always, I kept myself under self-study. So before, how I was, it's all a dilemma. So dvandvarda, either this or that, yes or no, or else immediately the negative thought will come. What if it happens that, oh, maybe if it may happen that. So then what next? Why that happens? First thinking about negative emotion, negative thought. If that happens, then we have to build up this like this. That is how our plans will be. I mean, our society also will encourage us that way. If anything happens wrong, then you should think about ahead how to make it set right, or how to uh, get off that. So always in Telugu, what do they say? Keenenchi melanchandi antaru. Our society built up that way. First you think negative thing, then you make it positive. Keenenchi melanchandi. First melanchandi అని చెప్పారు. First keenenchi melanchandi. So that is how our thought process changes because of our build-up of society also. So then, automatically you will be under the dilemmas in many ways. Under the dvandvarda. Ekatvam will not be there. Always dvandvam. This or that, or the yes or no. If negative first, then positive. So these things when these things, keep changing in myself, within myself, when I'm implementing all the tablets, especially, the thought process. What I did was, I'm not really great about the second process that I mentioned to you, keep that negative thought below 10%, then you make it positive thought, 80% of that I not really not able to do that. But this first thing was, I was able to keep it neutral. The soon the negative thought coming, freeze it there itself. So this, my brain was able to do that more better than the other one. So whichever is is so that way, connecting to the past, or like, connecting to the depressed feelings, something, happens in the life somewhere, or somebody says something 10 years ago, that we will connect to that. So all those things will like, dropped off and dropped off and dropped off. So these kind of things, changes occurred in me. So now I came to such a situation that if I want to, yes, go ahead. Neelam Kumar.
Yeah, very good lesson, Gautami ma'am. You
Mhm.
explained very well. Quick question. When you say silence, like because we are living in the family and keeping silence means that you cannot even use the sign language at that time when they are asking something. What is your suggestion on that?
You can do that. See, silence in the sense, not only, if it is required, you can speak, but, brief speech,
Okay, okay.
you decrease the number of words.
Yeah, that's what I do. I try to keep
Yeah,
silent,
yeah,
but at time that when you pick up your son, if they have any question,
yeah.
so they know.
You
But
can, you
I
can
have
do
to
that.
just, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
main thing is in the brain,
Internal
when you're
silence.
doing something, 2 or 3 scripts will go on.
Oh, yes, yeah,
Brain. That you
yes.
completely make it silent. No
Okay,
scripts. Just, be in the present moment. This also helped us.
yeah.
This
Thank you,
also
ma'am.
helped me. So
Thank you.
silence externally and internally, and this neutral, as I said, thought process, how I changed myself. So even now also I'm very effectively I can do that.
Yeah, thank you, Master.
Yeah. Yes, somebody else.
Hi, ma'am. Can you give us some examples of neutral thinking? How did you practice that?
I mean, this is what like how what say anything like suppose yeah, for example, you are applying to the jobs. You're applying to the jobs and you're waiting for the email from someone, either from the recruiter or from direct boss. Directly you gave an email, you sent your CV to somebody, like, directly to the manager or directly to the person who is hiring, isn't it? So you need to wait. So maybe 1 day or 2 days. But because of the restlessness, what happens is even the weekend is in between. You feel restless. It doesn't matter whether it is a weekend or whatever, but the body illness will be there and the mental illness will be there during this thyroidism or during this unbalance of this Vishuddhi chakra. So you will go through all these problems. So, okay, you know that this is a weekend. Those people will not respond to you. You may get email either Monday or Tuesday, but the illness doesn't care about it. So it starts, giving you tough time. So during that time, what happens is negative thinking will come. Who knows? See, I may not get this job, or maybe it was refused or it was rejected. Some kind of negative thinking will come. Then once the negative thinking, negative emotion will come, what happens is automatically the energy flows towards that. Then it will start manifesting it before that Monday comes or before that Tuesday comes. So this is what happens is then it because of such kind of manifestations, what happens is the job may, it will start getting delayed. You may not get rejected, but it will start delaying. It may get delayed. So this kind of problems will come. So then that is why during that time what happens is if such negative thoughts are coming, you need to freeze it. Like, you should not pour energy to it. So when the negative thing will come, then automatically you should stop there itself. I don't know how to do that, but you need to practice that. If you cannot practice this, you can practice that also. Then keep it at below 10%, that negative thinking, and 80% of a positive. Oh, already I got the job and I went to the job and I did an interview very well. Something like that, then automatically you push your brain towards that positive thinking. So that also can be done like that.
Got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, somebody raised the hand.
Yes, Gautami, I mean, here very explained very well about the thyroid.
Yeah.
My question is related to somewhat to the previous two questions. Yes, we have to maintain the silence when it comes to the Vishuddhi chakra. When physical silence is somewhat easy, but having a mental silence is little bit challenging because the chatter that goes on, So, do you have any methods or suggestions, how to come around that?
Challenge is nothing like, we need to see, everything is in your brain only, right? It is not that you will express it to someone, whether you're thinking correctly or not correctly, whether you're thinking positively or not positively, you're not expressing to anybody. Everything is within ourselves only. So then, once you focus on ourselves, then automatically you can do this kind of simple practices. So the thing is, you need to be silent, silently anything, when you are under silence, anything can be done easily. So
To practice this, you have to analyze yourself, and you should think like what you get if you argue with someone. Like what will you get? You have to think in that way. You get nothing, right? More arguments, more
arguing in the
against.
sense, like, if you see anything you need to do how much it is required. We should not do anything more than required. See, argument in the sense, like, argument that is important to express your point. So without arguing anything or without speaking anything, without expressing yourself and make your point right to that person, that, it is passive. It is like, it is again, that should not be there. If that happens again, that Vishuddhi chakra will be unbalanced. You need to express yourself effectively and fully. That's very important.
You should, but if you connect that pain and that emotions, and you want to argue, you want
Yeah.
to
So we need to
give,
take, that is what I'm telling
yeah,
you. So
you
if you
should not
are
connect to the
overpowered
pain.
by, yes, if you are overpowered by emotions, negative emotions are all six senses, then it will make it worse.
Yeah, if you work under these influences or Shadvarga influences, then
Exactly. So that
you
is
want
very,
to argue, you want to give answers back and forth, back and forth. It will increase. There is no
exactly.
like
Yes.
way to come out of that.
Right. And
First, you
moreover,
have
even,
to change. You have to think. I have to change. What is nothing? We get nothing to argue or extend that, like stretch that argument or issue
see,
like
argument in this
that.
sense is not only, it doesn't happen only by one side, right? It
Mm-hmm.
happens both sides.
Now, if you maintain silence, they will calm down one day. They will learn. But you have to show. You have to
Yeah.
act like a role model. Like
It
you need
depends
not
on the
talk for
situation.
everything.
Yes, it
Yeah.
depends on the situation. See, for example, other person is, picking the faults in you without correcting himself or herself. You have to make the point.
No, it's okay, ma'am. Like, I don't know. I apply that. If they pick like everything, we design our life, right? We maybe with some reason we invited those to grow ourselves, or like if you have any karma like that, we invite, we design everything. You need not connect and you need not argue all the time. One day they will definitely will change.
Yeah, whether they change or not, forget about it. First, we need to change ourselves. We need to be,
Yeah, yeah.
more dynamic. We
We
have to,
have to change.
exactly. We can't stuck to one situation. We can't stuck to one
Hmm.
person like that. If you happens, what happens is, if you bind to to the situations or people, They will not let you to get out of, like, you can't move on in your life.
Okay.
So,
Let me say something here.
yeah, please.
Was it Latha and Gautami, right?
Mhm.
Both of you are expressing your viewpoints and experience.
Yes, my experience, my own
No,
experience.
let me
Yes.
make the
Yes,
point.
sorry.
Now, you with your experience, I'm talking to the others, would have created their own thought process, their own levels of accepting that sentence, and their own perceptions of the statements being made.
Right.
Their level of acceptance, they're willing to accept, they're willing to identify and implement to eliminate the gap between the experienced person versus the one who has not experienced, right? Balancing that is managing thyroid. Got it?
Right.
If you are able to digest it and not give it any negative or positive energy, you are under the balanced influence of thyroid. But if it is impacting you, because when it comes to communication, there are two kinds of communication that is taking place. One that you are aware of, but you have also heard about telepathy, right? In the energy mode, you are always communicating. You are communicating, and that communication, that impression, that fingerprint is being received by the other organs within your body. That also is communication. Okay. When we are communicating, we think I am communicating only with Gautami. No. When Gautami is responding to what I am saying, there is a communication. That communication and my viewpoint are clashing within my body, creating a consumption of energy. Now, so what is silence? Are you getting the nuances of what I am trying to communicate?
Yes,
What
sir.
is silence under this circumstance? Think always in terms of energy. Think always in terms of soul when we are trying to work on a spiritual solution. It's more than the physical. Now, when you are creating one line of a sentence, do you know how many parts of your body are getting involved? Think. Managing all of them at a neutral state would be the ideal silence. Are you trying to create that image for yourself? That is ideal silence. That is the silence. Now, how much ever of that you are able to practice, your body will get the benefit of that. Your ailment will go away based on that level. Okay. So that becomes very important for each one of us to realize. We already did that gulping experiment to know how much of it we are aware and how much of it we are not aware. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question here. So, in one sense, we say that we should not say anything, but on the other sense, other side, we are hearing that we should speak up. So, what I'm understanding is like the midpoint. We should express ourselves, but not.
See, when you are expressing, there is a beautiful, what you call, message.
Oh, message.
Probably because for you people in this class today, that it would be effective. Okay, I've posted it in one of the groups. Just hear this. This is not very big. Okay.
I recently got an interview with the Indian cricket umpire K.N. Ananthapadmanabhan on a Malayalam news channel. And something I heard there stayed with me. Anantha was asked who was his favorite cricketer, and without batting an eyelid, he said Kane Williamson. Now, we all know Kane as one of those nice guys on the cricket field, but what Anantha shared was quite interesting. He says that when the DRS has come in, there are often situations where the umpire gets challenged, the umpire's verdict gets challenged, and and that dreaded signal comes up when the opposing captain says, they'd like to take a DRS. He says with Kane Williamson, when Kane wants to take a DRS, he turns to the umpire and he says, "I'm sorry, but we'd like to review that one." Says so much about Kane Williamson, doesn't it?
Okay. Now, what did he say? You all understand what DRS stands for, right? DRS is a Decision Review System. Kane felt that the decision taken by the umpire was wrong. Did he go and react to it, or did he say, "I'm sorry, but I want that review"?
So basically use your manners and be calm and not overreact.
Exact. Now you are thinking in terms of energy. How have you handled the outburst or the counter expectation in a situation? How did you handle it? Did you let that disturbance go and disturb the particles within your body?
Okay. Got
Okay.
it. Thank you. Yeah.
Right. So, whenever we are talking something, our other unwanted feelings get superimposed on the carrier of sound,
Got it. Thank you.
on the carrier of emotion, on the carrier of action.
Yes.
Right? I mean, I don't know why this message. First thing in the morning, I got up, I switched on my phone. This is the message I heard. Probably it was to explain this topic.
Yeah.
Got it?
Sir. Yes.
Because
Thank
we
you.
are giving out a communication or a message. Our face is impacted. Our muscles are impacted. Right? That single emotion has got a supply chain behind it. All those parts are getting impacted, which we are not aware of, because we just say, "I just made a statement." That is what we are able to appreciate. What we are not appreciate also has a role to play. Silencing is at that level. If you are wanting to practice silence on a full moon day, that is what will help you the best in terms of a takeaway. Thyroid is just one small part which has got the role of managing communication, both internal and external.
So Hashimoto is related to thyroid. That's what I've been told by my doctors. So do we
Yes.
treat Hashimoto same way as you're treating thyroid? Okay.
See, this is the root cause. The moment things fall in place, I mean, always think at the simplest way. What happens if you have prepared a dish which has by accident got too much oil in it? What will you do?
Put a slice of bread to soak the oil out.
Slice, or the latest practice is put lot of
Potato.
ice. Put lot of ice. in a ladle,
Yeah.
just dip it and pull out. You don't immerse it, just dip it. All that oil gets frozen around the ladle that you have put. That can just be thrown away. So there are so many ways. Which is the easiest, far impactful approach, which doesn't cause a disturbance to the rest of the components which are in harmony.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing, right? There is too much salt. What will you do? You will see that the rest of the taste is not impacted, and you will add more ingredients to balance that. Now, do it at your energy level.
Sir,
To maintain that silence also, you should enjoy that silence, not like suppress yourself. You should enjoy.
sir, can I add 2 points here? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I don't know how many of you have read the message that I have sent in the groups today afternoon. So the reason I sent that is, are we really understanding the purpose of our body? Okay. So the purpose of this body. So this body is very important, okay, for soul. Very, very important. If this body is not there, the soul cannot do anything. Okay. Soul is a spiritual being, came into this earth plane to take this body. So when soul wants to take this body, so do we need to have a lot of conflicts on the body or not? We need to decide. So when we are on this journey, right? So when we say we get the disease, we get any kind of issue, the problem is the issue is in the disease in the body, right? This body is, you're creating conflicts in the body. So you should not create conflicts, right? So if you create conflicts, the soul cannot progress further. I think the body is considered as a temple. So the body is the divine, we say in all the scriptures everywhere. So today the message I sent is almost I had seen some 12 minutes of video in YouTube, and then I have written the notes and then given to AI. So AI has formulated that all these notes. Okay, so the body is so very important, so that if you really practicing the meditation morning and night, within 6 months we should have already seen the differences. So it says, are we really focused or not? Again, still thinking like, I'm not the soul, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm the soul. So this is only with the words, or this whatever I said, this is within your heart. So the words that you speak are coming from the heart. When I said this point, right? So it is really coming from my heart or just coming from my words, from my mouth. So the reason between coming from the heart and just expressing from the mouth, a lot of difference is there. So are you really feeling what you're saying, each and every word? So if you're really saying that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am the soul, then you should have been, you can control your body to any state. Suppose if you want to be in thoughtless state, you can do it. If you want to enjoy any kind of state, you can do it. If you want to be in depressive also, you can do it. But how can you do that? You should be aware of all these emotions, all these states. But how can you do this? You need to do Tivra Sadhana. So more intense meditation, more intense thoughtless state. So being in that, are we really into it? So the reason I got this is I have been into this spiritual tablets since last October, November, December, January, February, March. So it's been 6 months, close by. Okay. So 6 months it's been. Then I got this video and then questioning myself. It's not for everyone. To say just a message for everyone. But the question to me, are we really, am I really following the things that we have already had gone through all the tablets, right? So in all the tablets, the common things is 12 basic tablets has been circulating across. We say that we are the body, we are the soul, we are not the body, we are not the mind. But we need to control this body because we need to fulfill all the things that we have. Otherwise, right, there is no purpose that you gave. You have the purpose, right? So when you have the purpose, you need to ensure this body is very much given importance. So when you're giving importance to outside, I think that is something you need to control your priorities. So if you're really costing your body's health and doing something, then choose the priorities, because body is very much important. That is what I got very much enlightened with that video, and then I had given that message. So just to put out, right, energy, body is controlled by energy and prana shakti, the power of speech. I think today we covered that thyroid gland, and then healing through mantras, what we speak, so you will get back. So if you are suddenly speaking some negative, then definitely you're bound to get the negative, like attracts, like again traffic signal. So power of yogic practices. If you're too much into this Tivra sadhana and practices, right? So you can survive in any condition, whether it is a depression, whether it is enjoyment, because you will be detached. You can detach and attach if you want. So always you can change your state of being. And then considering our body as a temple, we already know, right? This body is a temple. And then finally, this body is a tool for our spiritual growth. And also, this is a divine design that is created by Brahma Sutras. So this body is not just simple or something. It's very much important, complex, and also it's a useful tool for the soul. So we need to use in the spiritual growth and practices. So I felt very much resonated with that video, and then I had sent this message, because are we really choosing some priorities other than the body's costing health or its well-being? So if yes, then what it is equivalent, then choose it. If you are you giving the equivalent amount of time, good amount of time for sleep, good amount of time for meditation, good amount of time with the family, with the work, or are you doing any of these activities too much? Three dharmas. So in all these things, I found body is very much important. So if a disease comes, then you are having conflict within yourself with the body. So ensure that what priorities you are choosing other than the body, so that conflict is increasing, keep on aggravating. So choose the priority so that you give more importance to the body. When you have a disease, you need to give more importance to the body than the world, so that you can come back to the normal state, and then again you can choose your priorities later. That's what I got. So I just added a few points around. Yep. Body is.
Yeah, that's
Sukumar,
very nice.
what you said, you have said a lot. Okay. What all you have said, think in terms of the inner meaning of that, because the body is the one that will experience every bit of what you said or what you heard or what you communicated. The recipient, end recipient of all this is the body.
Yeah.
So you may want to think from what is this body, where did it come from? When you are thinking spiritual, where did it come? It came from Panchabhutas.
Yeah, it's made out of
Made out of
Now, these Panchabhutas can be broken down into various levels of density. That density, some components which are at the highest level of density, where the density is maximum, cannot be disturbed.
Yep.
But the process that is creating that level of density can be disturbed.
Yeah.
That is creating the imbalance of while the replacement is going on. What is that replacement? Our body components, they periodically perish and get replenished.
Yeah. There's a time bound for each organ, each everything. Yep.
So now this communication that you are creating under consciousness and that which is stored, which you are not conscious of, collectively is going to impact the body. So you need to understand and define and practice silence at that level.
Yeah.
Right?
Makes sense.
So that is that management is managing your thyroid.
Yeah.
Getting it?
Not just thyroid, any ailment, I would say.
I'm not talking ailment. Here, today's topic is
thyroid. Yeah.
Thyroid. Okay.
Correct?
We are
So
really working at
we
the
will
cell
bring
level.
everything, we will understand everything with the paradigm and definition of what has been very well delivered by Gautami.
Yeah.
Think from that angle.
From madam side, no, sir. We are very much, madam give a lot of, there is nothing, no.
No, if I have a thyroid problem, and with my wisdom, I am unable to manage it. Fortunately, I've been able to manage it. My go-to person for thyroid-related issues is Gautam. Though, in real life, I have met her only once.
Yeah. But online we are meeting today, and we are going to meet on Saturday too. So everybody, please attend this full moon meditation. Sir is coming again.
We'll be there, madam.
Yeah, please. It will be there till 12 o'clock according to EST. It starts at 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Okay. So once it is done, then you can go to other groups. Please
One
come.
of the topic I was thinking was
Yeah.
spiritual tablets everybody is reading. Okay. So the topic I'm going to talk about, how are we creating diseases?
Good idea. How we are creating diseases. Yeah.
Yes, we are creating diseases.
Of course, we are.
Sir, when you say you're creating disease, you're
Emotions.
creating conflict, which is creating the disease. You're creating the conflict in the body, biological conflict.
Exactly.
So that is causing the overall,
Yeah.
the worldly term
Now,
as disease.
see, you are biology, you are prana, you are emotion, you are knowledge,
Yep.
you are the levels of maturity integrating all of these.
Exactly. Wow. So much, right? We are not just ordinary, we are extraordinary.
Yeah, we are extraordinary, madam.
We
Definitely.
are extraordinary. The problem is we don't realize to what extent.
Exactly.
We don't, sir, we don't realize, and we are taking it as granted.
We're
Yes.
taking granted ourselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, not considering. See, if I think, okay, someone said to me, so ruminating the thought, someone said to me, how can he say, how can he? I mean, example, I'm just bringing practical thing. So that is where the problem, even I was encountered recently, and that's why I'm just bringing this point. So later, after thinking on, right, after later, sometime I understood, okay, whether that person, said person is, he said and he went, he left his words from his mouth. Whether he's thinking or not, if he's thinking, he's a slave. But he made me slave to the words. Okay, I am the slave of his words now. So because I became a victim, I'm being controlled by his words. The problem is not with him. The problem is with me.
Right.
Emotionally, I'm very weak in that area.
Yeah. We got prisoned. We will get prisoned. With that
Why you get
emotions
prison, madam?
sometimes.
We have the ego. How can he say?
Everything is Arshad Vargas.
Right? How can he say? I am that right? I am staying in America.
It's
Example.
not Arshad Varga, Lata.
Yeah, I always think everything is
The
dependent.
balance and imbalance.
Yeah, happens. Imbalance.
Okay. It's because of Arshad Varga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
balance anything. Yeah,
one very
right.
interesting thing, I just started reading a book which I've already posted for all of you. How emotions are made. It's a beautiful book. I posted the audio as well as the PDF. Just read it. My God. He says we create that fingerprint within us for every emotion. Just read that book.
Sir, I will just, there's one point, sir. I'm just reading these articles from our PCSM. So there is saving others, okay? So example, when someone takes a profession, madam, especially any doctor or any army or any rehabilitation camp or somewhere you conduct, right? You are the most, you think like you need to help them at any cost. If someone comes to you, you need to help. That is what your duty. So that is what we do sometimes volunteering as well. So when a person does the volunteer, what is the thought level, what is the emotion for a volunteer is, it seems, he thinks the other person as a whole. Example, there is a word sacrifice. So the actual meaning of sacrifice is not giving yourself to something. Actually, you're thinking the other person is also entity of you. You and the other person considered as one. So if a hand is missing from you, so you'll not ensure, right? You'll ensure that hand to be with you. So you'll try your best to ensure that. Similarly, if some person is getting hurt or he's trying to be leaving this world. So what this person, the X person, thinks about to help is the Y person. Y and X are same, not different. So at that point,
that is what the empathy, right?
Empathy comes into picture.
Yeah.
And that too, the empathy levels will be in such a way that there is no difference in there is no between these two beings. They're one being. That is what he considers. And then he goes and helps the other person, and he will try to take that person out of the danger. And then, so at the cost of what, has at his own life also, he will still sacrifice because he thought as a whole.
Right, because at that point of time, at that level, the healing also happens to the person because of this.
The bonding, everything comes.
At energy level too.
Yeah, they wrote in a platform when some person was staying, and then there is a 20-year-old. Suddenly, when train is about to come onto the platform in New York, it happened, Manhattan. So when New York, when that person is about, the train is arriving, the 20-year-old person, he was about to jump onto the track. Okay, there is a 45-year-old or 50-year-old guy, and then he is having 2 daughters, small kids. Okay, then he is standing as a bystander. He was looking at the situation. When he jumped, suddenly this guy jumped onto the 20-year-old guy, and then he could not. There is no time that he can take the person out of the track. What he did is he pushed even little bit more on him by falling onto him, and then the train went on him. Both of these persons. Luckily, God's grace, they both survived. The person who jumped is under the one, and then the person who wanted to save him is on the top. Actually, the top person will get killed. Who is about 2 daughters he's having. They're waiting on the platform actually. So he jumped onto the platform. I mean, to save that boy, 20-year-old boy, at risking his own life, having his family of 2 kids. See, that point they bought. And then he said, that is sacrifice. So when they say sacrifice, the meaning of sacrifice is they are considered to be whole, and some part of the body is going out. So at the point of there, he thought that being and this being both are astrally connected, energy connected. So you cannot separate energetically. That is what he felt, and he wanted to think some energy is being lost there from this world, which should not happen. So he went and tried to help. So, I mean, it was beautifully quoted, like saving others is sacrificing yourself, becoming entity of whole and not deviating or thinking you're not separate. It was wonderful. I mean, I was loving it. There was multiple matters, cellular memory. There are multiple topics.
Multiple, yeah.
There is one more viewpoint.
But the thing is, one person, this happens to many people. One person will see other person also as a whole, because this person will experience it, but other one will not experience it. That the energy clashes will come.
No, not only that. That is when people think I did it for him, right? He is not thinking spiritual.
Exactly. Other person is not spiritual, because this person will getting the experience that as a whole, but other fellow was not spiritual. It will go against. Yeah. That's very bad, actually,
No, bad or not,
yeah,
that is the difference between being enlightened and on the path to enlightenment.
Exactly. That is difference between enlightened and non-enlightened. Yeah. So
we should not judge.
The moment we identify it as a lesson and we recognize it, that problem will not impact us.
Yes.
That is spiritual.
So we'll take it as a lesson. That's it. Yeah. And we should move on.
Exactly.
We should leave it and we should move on.
Yeah, if you think like that, then only you can maintain silence.
Yeah, true. See, every time I'm reminded of Chandra Pulmarsetti's statement, which he uses at the end of a wisdom when he expresses gratitude. Says, let all past mistakes become my lessons and my wisdom today.
Exactly. Yeah. Lesson.
I mean, so much energy behind that school of thought itself.
Right.
Out all the mistakes and in the past.
All my mistakes become my wisdom today.
Yes.
Yep.
You're trying to bring consciously aware of all those what you already passed the lessons. I
You
mean,
are converting it to the positive
Yes.
side.
It's
positive
an affirmation.
affirmation.
Yeah.
I think how to change the negative or the neutral still to the positive. This is where we can use the phrases.
Yes.
So I after listening to that video, madam, I posted that message. Literally, I was talking about that the body importance, right? Today, the reason is I resonated with that because we are lagging somewhere. We are taking granting our body. We are lagging somewhere.
No, we are
It's
not
not a
lacking.
body level, Sukumar.
We are not. I would say like we are not aware sometimes.
We have brought this body to complete the lessons that we have. What is your purpose of life? It is karma, which is lessons.
Listen, yeah,
It is talent, which is skills, and it
goal.
is goals.
You need to go and achieve your final goal post.
Now, that is purpose of life. But one of these becomes so important to us that we get attached to them. Either we become attached to the goal, we start living from there.
The future.
Either we get attached to the skill. In either case, we are finding the main component is out of the equation, which is the lesson.
Yeah.
It is the lesson that is tying these two. It has got nothing to do with you. You are to experience that lesson to convince yourself that you have reached the goal or you need skills to reach the goal. You do that approach. You become attached to the goal. I have this, I did, I made $1,000. So tomorrow also, if I do that, I should get $1,000. What we are forgetting is the scenario has changed. The lesson, the composition of the lesson, the constituent of the lesson has undergone a change. I may make $10,000. I may make a negative of $10,000 because of that attachment. Managing that is the lesson that we have chosen. We ignore that, and that attachment gives rise to all this. Being aware of that at all times, not letting those interfere with us, is also silence.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to say if we are distracted and really I don't know the path.
When you find out, you go and identify people who are arrogant, 99 out of 100 will have thyroid related problems. Just observe.
You're right.
In this process, we have to identify what lesson we are taking is important in order to.
End of the day, body is the vehicle that is going to enable that. Right? So, body becomes important. Take care of it. Body is the school where you undergo all that learning.
Yeah.
If the school itself is damaged, then you will not be able to
complete. How to go and take another body.
You cannot finish your lesson.
Ratna madam, to your point, I can add like, I mean, the meditation again, see the lesson or the next step you are talking about, right? Or when you say
identifying the lesson, because yes, it is a lesson we are here to learn.
Madam.
Right? Unless we identify the lesson.
No, how we identify is I'm telling you, madam.
I agree.
Sir, how we identify is also purely from my personal.
How you cannot say that there is only one right way or wrong?
No. This is, see, we have the common practice here. So, Sajjan Sangatya, meditation, this thing.
But somebody may come out of the way and then come up with something new. We should be able to accept that.
But I felt like from these experiences, now example, let me tell you, sir.
That is one viewpoint. That is why your learning process, learn to identify 12 distinct paths.
30 degrees 360 you're telling.
Otherwise,
the angles.
The moment we are not doing that, we are becoming a victim of attachment to goal, or is the one that is established the process.
Yeah, got it, sir. As we are in the group here, multiple opinions are coming up. So definitely we are looking other perspectives. Like we are bringing up very much. You are encouraging to speak, every one of us. And
see, that is the point. You need 12 viewpoints.
Yeah. To make it whole.
12 is a magic number for many things in life. Remember that. You will, as you progress further, you will realize that 12 is a magic number for many things in life.
Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful discussion, Siddha. If this is the way you are going to hold, then you will be replacing many other teachers. I am just warning you. Yeah.
I think
common that we connect most everyone. I mean, masters, because everyone we go through either the becoming the hypo or hyper.
Hyper, yeah. Whether you diagnose or non-diagnose.
Non-diagnose, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah.
Can I share my experience here? This is Parvati.
Okay, briefly, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Yeah, actually, I have a thyroid problem.
From India, madam. So she has a lot of
Yeah,
time.
I'm from India.
Whereas
I'm from India.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
Go
from
ahead.
India.
And could you please put your video up? Please.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Very good.
Hi, ma'am. Actually, I have a thyroid issue. So, for the thyroid, I'm into the meditation and I do that silence also. Initially, I had a problem. So, what I used to do is I used to speak with my sign language.
Okay.
So, after some time, after 4 months or so of silence, daily I used to do for 1 hour. After some time, what happened was, I slowly, with practice, even the thoughts started coming down. So the silence both inside and outside. So that is what I have observed. With practice, I think we can do both. That is my experience. I thought it might help everyone, so I thought of sharing it with you.
Perfect. That is the lesson.
Today.
Perfect.
And one more thing, the readings didn't come down. The readings are the same, but there are few issues with thyroid which I faced. Like I have a breathing problem. So that has come down. Number of inhaler usages have come down. And the mood swings have come down. So these are my experiences after coming into meditation or after practicing silence for some time. So these are my experiences. But there's no change in the readings. The readings are the same.
No, they will take time, but you will get it. Practice it further.
Sure. So I thought it might help people, so I thought of sharing it.
Keep continuing momentum. Numbers are something always the worldly things. Definitely it will change. Only thing, carry the momentum that you started. I mean, I'm very much impressed, madam. I mean, practically you are doing that things and then ensuring, see, sometimes numbers might be here and there, always there, but the body wise, when it talks to you, right, when you're in silence, I think you have the better control over your body and thoughts, where the readings, everything will slowly balance, right, sir? I'm just putting my points.
See, there are multiple things when it comes to readings. change the one who is doing the test also. Because if that person, you are a regular source of income, that's what I do. I don't have one provider. I will have multiple providers to convince that they are not playing games with me.
You're very smart enough, right? You're more than a doctor.
In India, it is possible, but here,
Then
not
there,
possible.
but there you rely on the machine. If the machine is not calculated properly, you're gone. So always see whether the body is giving you indication. That is
Yeah.
the right acid test. Because I remember my grandmother, when she went for her test, and I was a small boy, her BP readings were never less than 300. So when the nurse took that reading, she rushed to the doctor saying, sir, one madam has come, her readings are like this. She says, oh, is this how that madam looks? Yeah, that is normal for her.
Yeah, for some people, the high numbers are normal.
So you should start worrying if it is lesser than that. That is what the doctor told the nurse. So remember, she is an exception. And she lived a happy life. She left us when she was 90 plus.
Oh.
She completed her life without any problem, but her the BP readings were always around the range of 280 plus. That is the systolic. No, systolic is supposed to be 120.
The veins still will be okay, sir, when the pressure is really that high for the blood.
Her metabolism and her catabolism both together have created that kind of a body.
Oh.